Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Midori's Midnight Sessions. Hi, everyone! Happy New Year to all of you, and I hope you enjoyed your holidays. It has been a crazy 2023, and I know it's going to be hard for everyone to recuperate their energy and their holiday spirit over the break that we had. And I hope you enjoyed all of your holiday treats and everything that you have celebrated, whether you're celebrating alone or you're celebrating with your family or celebrating with your loved ones. I wish you all a merry, merry, merry New Year. And our topic for today, I have been gripped with the reality of just losing someone. Like, it's what they call anticipatory grief. You know that feeling when there's like you know you're gonna lose someone, and when I think about it, it's not just grief that could be faced like when someone is about to die. No, I don't think that would be the case, because if it was, it would be much harder for me. But when I think about it, it's also the pain of losing someone that's still living, someone that you treasure so much, someone that you really, really value, keep close to your heart. There's a lot of realizations. And earlier, I was actually doing an interview with my very own thesis advisor, and she was like asking me all this stuff, like self reflecting and how it impacts communication. And like, I look back on a lot of things and realize that there's just been like so much that we have, like, my friend and I, Jai and I, have gone through. And there's just, like, I think about it, and I'm just like, wow, we have endured so much. We have endured a lot of things. Like, we've confided in each other a lot of the time, and then I'm gripped with the reality of possibly, like, losing him, and it makes me so sad. Like, the first like the first day of the new year, I had to grip with such a heavy realization that our time really is up, you know. I'm kind of getting a little bit emotional. I don't think we should get to that, but I have been gripped with that reality. I have been trying to, like, grasp that reality for the past few days. And it's just the first 5 days of the new year. And I can't believe that I'm faced I would have to face such a tough time, and I wouldn't have someone by my side. It's that hard. I Who would I talk to now? Like, that's like, there are just a lot of realizations that have gone through my mind for the past few days, and like, there is just a lot of realizations. Like, man, I'm glad that, as a friend, he's doing things that he really would want to achieve, which is really, really commendable. And the same goes for me as well. The same goes for me, because we're both doing our thesis. And when I look back on our conversation earlier today, as of recording, I was just thinking to myself, like, devastated, yes. I'm still like reeling from a lot of the stuff. I'm still reeling from like the grief. It's still, I'm still in my grieving phase, I would say. Like, grief doesn't apply to just death of a loved one. It can apply in so many ways, and one of them is definitely these kinds of friendships that, you know, we have been friends for like such a short amount of time, yet we have like gone through so much, and we have patted each other's back most of the time, and that's what hurts me, because that's not gonna happen anymore. Like, I treasure a lot of the little things that we do every time. Like, he was telling me earlier, like, don't give me gifts anymore. I'm fine. Like, you should save up for yourself. But like, I'm saying like, no. I mean, you're gonna munch on something while you do your thesis, and that's what I usually do. Like, I usually like eat something whenever I'm doing my own thesis. Like, stop. You should stop. Like, it's not that, and it's not really like bribing. Like, I don't really bribe people just to, you know, like, get on their good side. Not really. I'm not that kind of person. Like, I just, there are times that I'm just thinking like, I really care for this guy, but that's it. Like, you know, like, a lot of people might think like, oh, you guys are like close, but no, we aren't. First, I mean, like, you're practically like in a relationship, but like, no. Because first of all, like, both we are both in a relationship, like, different with different people, and we don't want to betray their trust, you know. And when I think about it, it's such a heavy thing to process for me, knowing that there are a lot of things that not again, I'm about to cry, but like, there are a lot of things that I'm going to miss doing, and like, as much as I want to like as much as I want to like keep I mean keep in touch with him, I would have to eventually just let it go. And I was saying to him before, my time's gonna come up like real soon, and I'm not gonna be there anymore. What will you do with that? Like, I'm gonna say it now, that I will miss you a lot, and I'll miss everything that we do. I'll miss everything that like. I will miss like peeking at the window, because the window's like very high. I will miss peeking from those windows and checking if he's fine, checking if he's okay. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm going to miss. And like, oh no, yes, I'm kind of missing giving the gifts already, but I just can't really help it. Like, I know I should save up for myself. I'm technically saving up for myself, but I also want some. I'm sorry about that. But I also want to be I also want to be there for him. I also want to like cheer him up and, you know, motivate him to finish his thesis strong. There's just so much that I want to like talk to him about, and I just miss like the times when he would just go out and like, oh, what are you doing here? Why are you here? And I was like telling him earlier, God, he told me earlier that like you should. I'm gonna go home. I'm planning to go home, but like I saw him earlier and I was like, aren't you gonna go home? Like, aren't you gonna do your thesis? Are you an idiot? And I was like, oh, seriously, oh, you brat. I told him that. And although these are like conversations that are very mundane for the most part, um, you know, I treasure these a lot, and I I I honestly like I was actually trying I was actually thinking earlier like, oh, should I disturb him, should I not disturb him? And I decided against it because I just know I would be really bothering him, so I decided against it. But like as I was about to go home, I'm suddenly like filled with emotion. And even now I am still very much filled with emotion. Like, it's just so sad. Like, everything's so sad. I still have to reel from, you know, like just focusing on the thesis. I know it's a lot. It's such a heavy task to process, and you know, we could have not graduated. Like, we would have prevented ourselves from graduating, you know. And I I want him to like achieve all of the things that he wanted to achieve. I want him to, you know, just reach out for whatever he wants to achieve. Because I fully support him. And that's what friends are for. Like, people should be on your back, always support you no matter what. And I actually like blocked him the other day because I don't want to like message him and constantly feel like, am I bothering this guy? Oh, he's busy, he's making his thesis. I don't want him to feel that I'm bothering him. And I blocked him, and then he was like, I should probably like email you, but I kind of going against it because you're probably going to be in a bad mood, or you're probably going to be devastated, which the latter part is definitely true. I'm like I said earlier, I'm still reeling from the heavy law. I mean, not really a heavy loss, but I'm still reeling from everything that he said to me, because they are just such heavy emotions to process. And you know, it in particular, I have it hard because like I don't have anyone I don't have anyone like I call like a true friend. I don't have anyone who reciprocates, I would say, the effort of having, I mean, the effort that I give, you know. I don't have that. Like, there are people, but like I just feel like they reciprocate for the sake of reciprocating it, I guess. Like, there are people that reciprocate because they feel bad for the other person because they're always lonely. And I am a person that always pours out everything, no matter like what what may come out of it, I would say. I'm the person that will be there for you no matter what, and that I will always be there showing up for you, full support. I don't care about anyone else, but I will definitely show up when, uh, I will definitely show up to support you in every step of the way, and that's who I am as a friend. I don't like people hanging. I don't want people to feel the loneliness that I feel, because it's so hard to be lonely and to not have anyone there show up for you. It's so hard. Like, I know the feeling as, like, as someone who is an independent singer songwriter. I know how it feels to, like, have not, like, to basically have an empty audience, like performing in an empty audience. I know how that feels all too well. It was probably one of my core memories of senior high. And now that I'm feeling like, oh, I have a friend who is actually willing to, put in the effort as well. That it's not just one sided this time around. I felt like it's such a commendable thing to do for me, because I don't know how it feels to have that effort reciprocated, to feel that effort, because you you're not really raised into that kind of situation. You're not really used to it. And I can say with full honesty that I am not used to any of the treatment that Chihaya gives me. Trust me, like, I am not used to it at all. And I'm learning so much. Like, people will show up and really value you and make you feel important and treasure you and cherish you. Like, I was talking with Yayui earlier, and I was like, wow, people do that. And I'm still, like, trying to get used to it. And when I think of it, how lovely it is to have, like, an actual friend group like that. You're from very different backgrounds, yet you bond with, like, the certainty of the certainty that you're friends, that they will accept you for who you are. Because I don't know how that feels. I am basically in the dark. I'm learning so much about it. What is it like to have friends that are like that? What is it like to, you know uh have friends that will pat you in the back, say you're doing a good job, that you're amazing, that you are an absolute badass in everything you do? I don't know how that feels like. It's such an incomprehensible thing in my book, you know? And now that I look back on it, it makes me think about a lot of things, and one of them is potentially losing him and realizing that our time is near. The time is near that we would have to part ways. And I don't know if we'll keep in touch because he's gonna be busy with stuff, and I fully understand that. But I'm also gonna be busy with my stuff as well. And, like, just thinking, like, oh my god, I'm going to lose potentially like the best friendship that I had. I think about it and it still devastates me. It still crushes me. It's still making me think, oh God, when will I ever find someone like him? And like make you think, oh God, I am, yeah, I am that person. I guess I am worthy of love. And when I came to realize that this is going to an end, this is coming to an end, and there will be no more of the peekings and the hugs and the Cinderella like chases. When I think of it, and like all of it just like disappearing into the thin air, it makes me sad. It makes me very, very sad that I can't help but think, what now? Like, will I ever find friends like him? Will I ever find friends that will appreciate me the way I am, the weirdness of my being? Like, people know me at surface level. They don't know me as a person, like as the Midori that is very much a deep thinker, a hype boy, I guess. They don't know how it they don't know how to reciprocate that love to me. They don't know how it feels to finally find someone that actually values you. Because they almost always find it that easily. Like friends that stick with you throughout the end. They find it easy to do, to, just find someone that will do that for them. And I find it hard, you know? I find it hard. Cause it's not in my vocabulary. It's not it's not in my dictionary. It's not in this brain. It can't be found easily on a search engine. It's not that way. That's not how it works. And what now? Like, we don't know where we're going to next. And he tells me earlier, you should just like dump it all into the chat box and I'll read them anyway. I know you'll read them, but I think of it like, am I bothering you? It's your thesis. This is the most important project of your life. And I'm potentially being a bother here. And I know it's so hard, but when you have someone that is gracious of your time and gracious to consider that you're also like thinking, oh, what am I gonna do? Is he go is I think she's probably thinking, oh God, I'm a bothersome girl, I should not bother him. It makes me think so much of things that could go wrong a lot of the time. When you have someone that is gracious, that I tell you to keep them, because I will keep Chiaya in my heart for as long as I live. And As for our friendship, I just hope we could still remain friends even after I graduate, cause it's now 2024, people. My graduation is coming near, and I want I don't want to lose a friend that I have treasured so much. I don't want to drift apart with someone that values me a lot. That, I have shared my most intimate thoughts, one that I feel safe with, sharing all these innermost sentiments about life and everything else. When I think of it, it just ends right there. When I think of it, I feel sad every time. Like, I am filled with just grief that I have to let this go. That I have to eventually end this and let it go. I have to move on. I have to keep going and survive, and live. And I don't like that in particular in this case in particular, because there's just so much we have shared in what little time we have had. And considering he's playing like an important role in my thesis, yeah, it's such a heart-wrenching thought for me. Like, every time I think about it, it still makes me filled with sadness and melancholy, that I find it hard to still process everything. That every time I think of it, it still makes me cry. Okay, like, I'm not like a good liar when it comes to emotions, I guess. Like, I am that emotional person. I am that sentimental. And I just hope that when we eventually part ways, we still keep in touch, because I think I have found a forever friend in him, and I'm just so happy that despite the authority that he has, he still finds me as one of his most important friends that he has ever met, and I am so glad to have him in my life. And that ends today's Midori's Midnight Sessions. I just want to thank you guys so much for the love and support that you've given me in the past 4 episodes, and I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.